Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like with the road trippers we see here in their natural habitat, the breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. Here's a dad teaching his son how to make waffles, fluffy golden waffles. There's a mom making sure her daughter eats some fruit to avoid the "I'm hungry" from the back seat. And a sibling standoff over the last muffin. This is the cycle of vacation maximizationing in all its glory. Check into more. Book direct to choicehotels.com.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Episode 14, Broken Bonds. Those binds we share so tight and strong, yet shattered by a single choice. Then blind we dare or fight and run, with heat and dust restricting voice. Two paths now, so close, so far, the stars align no more. The links between are broken now, but will the gods rejoice?
I shattered the choice, didn't I?
Thanks for nothing.
This may have been up to you, yeah. Welcome back to Girls Who Don't D&D for the episode that I didn't think we'd be doing. That's right, I did not think we'd be here at all. To recap, after chasing the minty bitch across the orchestral sands, having already fended off the sandworms, our girls found themselves on the doorstep of Freya's childhood home. Then it got messy. Freya went in, Kaa'Riin and Morrigan did not. So that'll be fun. I am joined for this episode by...
Indy playing Freya.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin. Lana playing Morrigan.
Ladies, before we get started, did you know that we have a Patreon now?
I've heard. Yes.
Yeah, I did mention it
I'm
to you.
definitely not obsessed with the Discord group chat at all.
Yeah, you can join us on Patreon and you can also find us on Discord now. And we've been trying to hand out as much stuff, free stuff. It's not free stuff, you got to pay for it, don't you?
Kind of, yeah.
Doesn't
That's how
really
it
work.
works.
Just here.
It feels free after you
We're
pay for it.
trying to give you bang for your buck is
There
what we're trying to
definitely
say.
bang. We're doing that.
Don't notice the money go out of your account each month. I promise.
For as little as a cup of coffee a month.
Wow. I know. Don't start this. This is like when the government tells you to stop eating avocados so you can buy a home. I mean, stop helping out podcasts. You too can own a home. Just because we offer you all this free, wonderful stuff that isn't free, doesn't mean we're not going to shout you out anymore. But for a very strange confluence of reasons this time, I'm going to be shouting out listeners and their dogs. So, Hay and Wolf to Clavicus and his dog Chewy, Brett and Mako, Jordan and Barrett, and Sean and Beowulf.
My neighbour used to be a
Their dog.
No, he was from...
Not a kennel?
He was a person?
He was a person.
He was a person.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's
I'm just trying to think of the country. I think he's from Germany. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
Okay.
I
I've
can
also
tell
got
her
one.
name.
This is a nice one. I've also got one for Kyle and his newborn son who've been listening to our show. So shout out to Oliver Phoenix.
Oh, beautiful.
Great
Beautiful
name.
Just make sure you bleep out the swear words. Sorry, Oliver Phoenix.
Sorry,
We don't
Oliver
want
Phoenix.
his first one to be the big C-bomb.
I'm also going to shout out to Cole and Sarah who listened to us on their honeymoon.
Oh, Oh, wow. How special.
Well,
I
we
reckon.
are a romantic podcast
We are.
if you've
There
been
are
following the
moments.
love story of Jordan.
Yeah, just don't listen to Freya because she doesn't know how to hold a relationship. And we want yours to last.
And I forgot my husband, so.
We were also reviewed on the Goblin's Pocket podcast, where they were quite favourable about us. They thought we were better than, and look, we already know this, but better than Critical Role because we've already beaten them in Iceland.
Yeah,
There's people
we're
who
actually,
follow our,
for those of you who don't
Yeah.
know, we're number one in Iceland.
The best country. The Iceland.
That's how you know.
Favorite. So I like to holiday there frequently.
So go and have a listen to that and see what you think as well. Ladies, who would you like to shout out?
I would love to shout out to Sydney Alexander Muck. Thank you for being a Patreon. That's awesome.
No, they're a patron.
Sorry. Oh, you're a patron on the Patreon.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
Dace, who've you got?
I'm doing another double tonight.
Boom.
Love a double. First one is King Scotch. Say no more, King Scotch. Don't ever justify yourself to anyone. That's enough.
You don't have to. You're the king.
King Scotch.
When you're king of Scotch, you don't have to say anything to anybody else.
No, you just walk in, nod, pour yourself a nice Scotch neat,
Listen to the
hold
tinkle.
the ice,
Ooh,
Hold the eye.
wow.
hold the ice, wink at the room. Okay, but all right, I'm getting too far into the role playing. I'm excited. My second one is a bit of a blanket shout out. This is really important to me. We've had a lot of people write in about anxiety and depression. As someone who's diagnosed and medicated for anxiety and depression myself, I think we can all say that we're really honoured to be a place of comfort for you, a home for you. If we offer you any kind of solace through your hard times, we are just so honoured to be that for you. So
love
thank
that.
you for writing into us. And even if we don't get back, please know that we read all of your letters and that even through the darkest times, it gets better. It always gets better. But thank you for listening to us and thank you for letting us be that for you.
And I think if you go back and have a look at our reviews, I'm sure at least one person has said this show does not cause depression.
Yeah, it does not.
No way, we don't cause it, so that's nice.
We don't cause it.
Now, there was no guarantee when we started that was going to be true. So it's nice that we got there.
So I say we see you and we hear you.
Absolutely. Lana,
I'm doing two as well, but for much less meaningful reasons.
so to the people you were about to hear about, we like you a little less.
It's a little bit more superficial. So I want to shout out Shelby on our Discord for sharing some beautiful dice that, even though she's linked me to websites where I can get these, I can't get those specific ones. So
What?
thanks for that torture. But also thank you for showing me beautiful dice.
Shelby just happens to be a patron as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
And then I also want to shout out Fluster Bundle on Instagram, the name, and also you shouted out a bunch of dogs. They have 3 cats, and they're all beautiful, and one of them's named
They'll
Zuzu.
have to wait for the cat episode.
One of them's named Zuzu, though, and that's the name of
Alana,
my
we're
cat.
doing
good.
dogs tonight.
That's the name of my
It's
cat.
the dog's turn.
Did you not read the memo?
Oh,
And I'm allergic to cats.
dog people.
and cat names.
Yeah, achoo. Well, they did 2, so I want to do 2.
So for you, those of you who don't know, Indy has a severe fear of missing out. So if everyone just saying that she doesn't.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
All right, who else you got?
I would like to shout out to Ryan. He's my housemate's partner, and he's just had a drive the other day. It was a substantial drive
Because
from
this
where
is
we live.
Australia, yeah.
Yep. And he said, I haven't listened to a podcast. He doesn't usually listen, but he was
Or
really
play
into it.
D&D or know anything about it.
Yeah.
But he
was-
does drive. So.
He does drive.
Driving is his
Yeah,
thing.
we're good for driving. Awesome. Are
Yeah.
you ready to play?
Yes. Very excited.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters, and magic, and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls, a dragon, and dice.
When we left our girls, they were in the desert, kind of. Kaa'Riin, Morrigan, you were still in the desert. Freya, you had gone inside the fortress of the Orchestral Sands. And then everything ended. That was it. Just
Yeah, what a
ended.
cliffhanger.
What a cliffhanger. Girls, I'm going to have to split things up. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be a challenge.
So unlike us to end on a cliffhanger.
This is different. This is new.
Well, we've done it a little bit, but this is more split up than ever before. So, Kaa'Riin, Morrigan, you find yourselves in the orchestral sands, the wind whipping and roaring around you, nothing but sand in all directions, and no fortress to be seen.
Deserted in the desert, if you will.
Didn't get a lot of respect for that pun, did you?
No. Oh, I get it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That was good. I didn't get it. That is funny.
It's funny now.
That is funny, I promise.
Now you know what I feel like. You know, when I throw a clue
promise that
out
was so
there
good.
and 4 hours
Apparently
later.
I've reached dad status.
Shashley and the other guild members approach. The children of the night do the same, still riding on the spiritual bears. Where's Freya? Asked one of the younger girls.
Fuck, Cotton.
You may have forgotten about them. You don't know that the girl's asking. You're inside a building, so, you know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So
I'm
shush,
sorry.
hear us.
shush.
I'll forget about this.
I have no doubt you'll forget about this.
Drink more.
The horizon. Well, first of all, what do you want to say to the...
She made it back home, but unfortunately we couldn't follow.
You sound a bit better. Like, she got sucked in. There was no choice.
She had to choose between staying with us and having a chance to fight for her people, her family, her life back, and also for an opportunity to help us in this
Save you
grand
guys.
plan, to
And
save
make me
all of
look
us,
better.
the whole
Yeah.
world.
The horizon, once an unchanged and seemingly endless blue, starts to darken with reds and yellows.
Pretty.
The dark storm that promised rain has now been replaced, in all directions now, by a rapidly moving swarm of sand howling towards you. It contorts, twists into what seem to be bulbous faces and tumbling limbs. You have only moments until it arrives. What would you like to do?
Well, I think it's pretty clear what we're going to do, Morrigan.
How about you can give me a perception check if you want or something like that, if you want to throw some stuff out there
I want to
early.
roll dice.
Okay. Oh, but you roll so low. Like you'll roll and Cory's just going to be like, the storm's still coming.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
19, motherfucker.
Okay, well, karma served my ass to me because I got a 4.
Damn straight.
Morrigan, for some reason, can see the individual pieces of sand. Each of them.
Texture.
One of them looks like Jesus.
Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary.
No, why do you have to be sorry? They're both biblical features.
Oh.
If you see either one of those in sand
That's still good.
or toast, from what I can
You can
understand,
still
you do
sell it
really
on
well.
eBay.
Yeah.
Make money.
You can sell your sand picture on eBay.
Sorry, Schmeebay. In our
Well,
world.
here's what you see, Morrigan. The wind certainly looks and sounds faster than it did before. This isn't sandworms. There's definitely not more sandworms. This is a legit sandstorm.
God, that'd
Your
suck.
roll is so good. I'm going to put. There was an Arcana check that could have happened as well, but your roll is so good. I'm going to just tack it straight on. Yay! It is clear to you that this is a magic storm, a magical storm, or something that's been created with a large amount of magic. Something quite powerful, beyond the powers that Morrigan has ever seen before.
Which isn't saying much. I have like a memory span of what, a couple months?
Well, that's true, but I mean, you've seen someone point at someone else.
In the last 3 days, this is the worst post-magical storm I've ever seen.
I was
have
kind of almost
seen-
born yesterday.
You have seen people get merged together and have flying wings. You've seen someone point at someone else and disintegrate them.
didn't see
You've
them
seen
merge.
souls flying around. You've seen all sorts of stuff, and you're
Yeah,
like, I guess it's a good magic trick, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
Pick a card, any card.
That's more significant than I realised.
What would you like to do, though?
Okay. Turn to Kaa'Riin because I just assume we're in charge here.
And I put my hand up and I say, if I may.
Okay.
I can see you're thinking about something and I'm sure it's going to be great.
But put a halt on that
But
train.
I, Kaa'Riin. And everyone's like, oh my God, what's she going to do next? Wow.
The wind blows Kaa'Riin's hair as usual. Just the hair. Everything else stays in place.
I repress a sigh.
I'm like, listen, Freya's gone. She made her choice. I did tell her we're going to come back for her. We may or may not do that. I don't know.
Should I leave the
But
podcast now?
I think it made her feel good at the time, and that's what's really important. You know what I mean? It's like, Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not the point.
If we get to her turn, which at this stage could be quite some time, but if we get to her turn, she could have a lovely warm feeling.
I'm building a narrative.
And probably a sandcastle to stand on.
That's stupid. I just got all the kids to get on their hands and knees and I stood on top of them. How about we all just one by one jump into this bag until this storm passes over?
I guess our options here are literally turn back and fight a city of golems, die in the desert, or face an unknown in jumping in the bag because we haven't heard from Stucker.
Who knows?
Honestly, that's the best option that we have.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that when we went to see that snail and there was water there, we can at least get a drink.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Because you were like...
you sure don't want to stay in the desert for a little while and play the very small exhaustion challenge that I put in here? You don't want to just bypass the entire thing, but you know...
And then I say...
Fuck.
That's our backup plan, but let's see how this pans out.
I mean...
No, fine. You can avoid
if you put all that effort
whole
into writing
challenge.
it...
No, it's fine. It's just this is beautiful section about wind ripping at cloth and searing metal.
The howling wind was really good. Like,
Yes.
I think we're good.
Section about them. Oh, I had this really cool bit with the sandstorm actually turned into mouths and actually on people.
I've seen that. That's...
I made that up myself. It's not from the Mummy.
The Mummy,
Also,
yes, I was about to say.
you're just jumping to conclusions.
That sounds really good. It's just that I've only got 3 hit points and I don't know how much I can take. You know what I mean?
Shit, I did not know you were that low.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we just jump in the bag
I
and we
even
take
used
a
the
quick
word moisture,
nap.
and I know how everyone loves the word moisture. It's in my list of things I could have said. Moisture.
What, the lack of in the
Lack
desert?
of. Limited moisture. It says, but
It's the derivative of moisture that I can't take.
No, that's what I was. It's close, but it makes you think of it, but it doesn't make you say it.
Do we want to...
How are you going to do this bag thing?
Well, my logistical question is, do we need to try and figure out somewhere to put the bag so that...
It's not going to be quick. I mean, you're still going to have to face some of my exhaustion challenge.
Yeah, so get the kids in first.
But in terms of the bag's going to stay here, like, do we want to try and figure out where to put the bag?
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Or does it just sit in the middle of
But
the...
then we're going to move a whole bunch of people. Unless we want to...
we can put them all in and then figure out.
run. I don't know. I feel like we get the, women and children first, like that kind of thing.
I
Like,
think the last person should shut the bag.
Shut. Okay,
I'll
cool.
be the
Because
last
that's going to be a
person.
lot of sand.
Wait, how many hit points are you on?
I'm
No
on
one
10,
likes
so
sand.
you literally have less than me, so you're going to have
Sorry,
to go
darling,
first.
that's going to have to be you. You're going to have to get in.
completely fine.
You know how dangerous that is leaving her last.
Yeah, she could probably die from dermatitis for all I fucking know.
Sand blasted in the desert.
Can I use a cure wounds on myself?
You can indeed.
Okay. Well,
Hey, I'm right here with 3 hit points if you want.
berries on yourself, lady.
You could do your berries.
Oh, I forgot I could use them on me. I just thought they were like gifts.
You like chew them up and then just spit out all the juice and go, God,
I keep masticating them.
if I just drank the juice once, how would it go?
Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. Undo everything I said.
All right, you eat your 10 good berries and get 10 hit points back.
Right. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here getting 6 hit points back. I rolled a 2. It's 1d8 plus 4.
A 2.
A 2, yeah. I rolled a 2, but I get plus 4, so I get 6 points back.
It'll take a little while to get everyone through. Let's see what happens to you. The kids are the first to go. I'm going to be kind and let the kids go quickly.
Do we have to convince them, or are they just happy to get in the bag?
There is a massive storm approaching.
Get in the bag, children.
And in fairness, a couple of the kids have been in the bag before.
yeah.
That is true.
Well, that's what I was prepared
like, "It's not
to
that bad."
argue my case and be like, children, come forth. You've been here before. You know that it's safe.
Okay, let's just do this like our teachers used to do it with us when we were at school. Okay, everyone, looking this way, please. Shh. Looking this way. All right, one line. All right, no, okay.
Everything out of our hands, mouths closed, eyes here, eyes here.
2
Eyes
rows.
on me. 2 neat rows, please. No, that's not a row. That's a circle.
Can you count to 2? That's 3.
Okay, everyone buddy up and then stand behind your buddy. Okay.
Now, because this is a drama activity, you have to do it in order of your birthdays, but you're not allowed to speak while you're doing it. Ready, go, Cory.
We don't have time for that.
We're going to have one of the parents model exactly how you're going to do this. So if you could just step forward. Yep, step forward. Just 1 foot in the bag. Yep. Okay, and then just pop on in.
The children listen to the strange request to stand in 2 rows and to follow each other in the bag. They still go in the bag one by one. It'll take them at least 1 turn to do that. So while that's happening, the first winds, they do indeed hit hard. They do indeed rip at the cloth, and they sear metal. So everyone give me a Constitution saving throw. DC 15 you are trying to beat.
Hey, do you have trouble sleeping? Then maybe you should check out the Sleepy Podcast. It's a show where I read old books in the public domain to help you get to sleep. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of classic stories like A Tale of Two Cities, Pride and Prejudice, Winnie the Pooh, stories that are great for adults and kids alike. For years now, Sleepy has helped millions of people catch some much-needed Z's, start their next day off fresh, and discover old books that they didn't know they loved. So, whether you have a tough time snoozing or you just like a good bedtime story, fluff up the cool side of your pillow and tune into Sleepy. Unless you're driving, then please don't listen to Sleepy. Find Sleepy on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes each week. Sweet dreams.
Hi, I'm Karina Beamisturfer, host of Morning Cup of Murder, your daily true crime podcast. Yes, you heard me right, daily true crime. Every day, Morning Cup of Murder tells you a straightforward, short-form story about murder, true crime, cold cases, disappearances, serial killers, cults, and more. And I do that all in under 15 minutes. With over 3 years of stories and over 20 million downloads, the Morning Cup of Murder podcast has become a staple of so many people's daily routines. So, why not add it to yours? Stream Morning Cup of Murder everywhere you listen to podcasts, and remember, stay safe.
I'm Alan Sisto, the man of the West here at the Prancing Pony Podcast.
And I'm Sean Marchese, the real-life Lord of the Mark.
Every week here at the Prancing Pony Podcast, along with Sean or other co-hosts, I explore the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, author of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, bringing along lots of pop culture references, plenty of nerd humor, and the occasional bad pun.
It's just a couple of friends hanging out at the pub talking about our favorite books. We cover just a few pages every episode, reading important sections of the books and having a chat about what we've read.
Now, we do a ton of research for each episode so that we can bring as much background information to our conversation as possible. We do all the heavy reading, so you don't have to.
It's a great way for first-time readers to learn the basics of Tolkien's world, while for Middle-earth veterans, it's a deep dive into their favorite stories.
Now, the Tolkien fandom is like no other, so we spend time in the community giving talks at Tolkien events, recording live episodes, and hanging out with our listeners on Discord to engage with our audience every chance we get.
So, if you're ready to dive into the most beloved world in fantasy literature
and become a part of a vibrant, active community of listeners,
then look for the Prancing Pony Podcast wherever you listen.
Morrigan, what do you got?
I have a 12 plus 1, so I failed.
You do indeed. You'll take just a D6 worth of damage.
You say just a D6, like...
I know. Stacey, what do you got?
Well, I've got an 11 plus, and I'm trying to give it a little bit of energy. You're kidding me? My constitution is 0, so I've got an 11. And I've never had to use constitution before.
Oh, I don't think we've done one before for you. Stacey, D6 of damage for you as well.
1.
That's very handy for you.
Thank
but
God.
It does get the children out of the way. A little bit anyway, the first lot of children going through. Now, who do you want to send next? The assassins are still standing around. Shashley's there.
In you go, assassins.
In
They
you
will
go.
take a little bit longer because they're bigger.
Move out of the way.
Just going to barge through them.
I can't do that. My character would not do that.
More sand whipping into you there. The sand is distorting into faces, dozens of faces all around, twice the size of people. And you're not going to believe what they do. Anything could happen here. But they're screaming as they jump towards different people, and they look like they swallow them. They just surround them and crush them for a second in sand. You can dodge, though, with a good dexterity check.
Can I use gust to blow the sand away from me?
Sure.
Yes?
Or other people, whoever you like to help. Or yourself. It's yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you use gust.
I let them get in the bag first.
Okay, you use gust and yours splits up and blasts around you, and you are standing there just looking fine while other people are getting hurt. Stacey, you're nearby watching her save herself.
Just like for me personally, as a person and a character, I'm a little more selfless.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah. So I grab Morrigan and I put her in front of me. And the children.
Oh, that's gold. All right. Well, you can do that if you want, but it's going to be...
Use me as a reverse vacuum.
Well, if she's winding, I just kind of grab her like a leaf blower, right?
A leaf blower?
No. Yeah. So, yeah.
Give us a strength check to see if you can use Morrigan.
I want to be clear that I'm like moving her like you would a leaf blower.
Yeah, of course.
Like I throw myself on the children. Okay, just to be clear.
With the leaf blower.
With the leaf blower.
On a Sunday morning in the suburbs.
Oh, shit, it's 3. Oh, but my strengths are strong. Give me a second.
It is not that strong.
Oh, it's only 3. Shit,
So
6.
unfortunately, when you go to
She's
pick
using
up...
it against me, and I'm pretty weak.
You went to pick up Morrigan, and Morrigan was not impressed with the idea that you were going for, and you just couldn't quite get her to move out of the road, so she doesn't budge in the sand. That's going to remove your chance to dodge out of the way, though. So another DC.
It is what it is.
Sorry, yeah, another D6 of damage. How much damage was it?
Oh, 4. So I'm down to 8 hit points.
Alrighty. Ooh,
11.
lovely.
Doing well.
You've got half of the people through. The assassins are through. The next lot are on their way.
Stop.
We start screaming like a coach. Quick game's a good game. Get in there.
We do not do enough clapping on this podcast.
I was waiting for it.
It's a rule.
Some of us are starting to remember.
No, but it adds to what I was saying.
It really did not sound like a stadium in the background. It was quite cool.
Oh, by the time I'm finished with it, it's going to sound like we're at the game. It's going to be referee whistles and everything going on. The howling of the winds.
I'm sorry, just imagine like whistles in the background.
Is this something you're planning to offer on Patreon
Yes.
as well? Just a track of you guys laughing at stuff that you can use for any situation. Just play it in the background. The howling of the winds now grows into a screech, and those around you fall to the ground. Well, there's really only 2 of you left, so it's not a big problem, but they're covering, I don't know which one of you, both of you, falling to the ground, covering your ears with your hands, with your tears running down your cheeks, sand drying in the limited moisture. See, I told you I was going to use that word somewhere. Another Constitution saving throw, because this is hurting you. DC 15 again.
You can't tell me I'm crying.
And force
I
you to
got an
cry.
18, but it's in there.
18 counts.
Plus 0.
And nonetheless, you are not hurt by this particular moment.
Morrigan is.
Morrigan always is. That's 11 plus 1, so it's a 12.
One more D6 of damage for me.
How about no? Shit. 3!
3. What are you down to now?
8. Sorry, this is math I can't do, but
Indy's bored over there, so she's into a mash. She's like, oh yeah.
That's your punishment for going inside the damn fortress.
Do math.
Who's going in first? You know what? We'll come back to that. We'll come back to the last decision about who gets to go into the bag first. Freya.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you.
As you enter the fortress, your senses are quickly overwhelmed with the smells and sounds of a bustling and successful community. Now, you might remember when you decided to go into the fortress, at the last second you decided to look like Minty Bitch.
Oh, fuck, I did too. Can I quickly change?
Can't she change whenever she wants, though?
She can, but I'm in the middle of telling a story.
Okay.
The mirage that was Minty blurs and shimmers before you. She wears a dark cloak, or at least you thought she did, but as your vision clears, you see that it's not a cloak, but a regal gown. Her hair, caramel brown, just like yours, waves in light wind, glowing against a clear blue sky. She moves, much like you, smoothly, but with a relaxed dexterity. And when she turns, her face looks just like yours. She looks you dead in the eyes, her blue eyes.
Oh.
Just like yours. The crowd watching her as she turns to you follows her gaze. They seem happy at first, content and pleased until they see you looking like the one we call Minty Bitch. Angry calls start to echo through the throng as they start moving towards you. Freya, what would you like to do?
It was a really good idea.
It was a great idea.
And then you just fucked me. All right, no worries. So they're all coming towards me.
Mm-hmm.
They know I'm here.
They definitely know the Minty Bitch is here.
I have 9 hit points. Things are not going well. Okay, I'm going to scan. I'm going to run into the crowd and find someone old and turn into them.
It's always old people with you, isn't it?
Because they're vulnerable.
No one would ever attack an old person.
The woman who looks like you watches as you head into the crowd and raises her hands to calm the people. You can turn into whatever you like at this stage, but she's calming the people with her hands raised. And then she says,
Hi, I'm Akita, and I play the Queen of the Fortress. But here, they know me as Freya, the Peppermint Princess. Friends, It is with great joy that I invite the prodigal daughter back to the fortress from whence she came.
Kill the traitor!
No. Of course I understand your consternation. Of course I remember the turmoil her family caused when her mother turned her husband in and joined the Lord Caa'Riin at his side.
We've lost too much!
For centuries, those who shared that name have terrorized us all.
Death to them all!
Generation after generation, father to son. That name represents murder and destruction, and her mother left us behind to join that monstrosity in a marriage of her own convenience. Wouldn't it be easy to blame her child for such things? But we must not, or we are no better than those who sought to rule us, those who have hidden us from the world. We will not be bound by the indiscretions of the past, and so I ask of you, those of you who forgave me, your queen, Freya, I ask thee, forgive my sister, a traitor no more. Forgive Princess Kaa'Riin as I say, welcome home, sister.
Well played. Fucking goosebumps.
I know we're not here at the moment, but like
we're not here.
I'm so mad. I mean, I'm not shocked, but I'm so mad that she lied because she was like, I would never be related to you. And now it's like, welcome home, sister.
So she's taken my identity.
Yeah, she found some credit cards. That's how it works in this world.
Hang on. And so, Mum, I'm confused about that.
Oh. How could you be confused about that? It was so clear.
Mum turned Dad in and just left.
That's what she says, yes.
But that didn't happen.
If you'd like, you can certainly do an insight check and see whether you believe her.
And she's just said that to the people there as I'm running to the crowd.
You heard the crowds, right?
Yeah.
You're
I'm
really
just trying
up
to
against the crowd. We can decide what you do in a second, but
13.
You don't trust her, but her smile seemed genuine. Nonetheless, you can also tell this is a performance, even just because her voice seems put on. This is what she normally sounds like to you. This sounds more regal. You can still hear some of that Valley Girl-esque sort of sound in there a little bit, but you know there's some sort of performance happening.
Are we actually, we're related, aren't we?
That's what she said.
But what's the truth?
This is a mindfuck. This is really a mindfuck. Okay.
Oh, that welcome home part.
That!
Oh. So what I'm getting is she's been playing you as the Peppermint Princess.
Yeah.
Known as, because she smells like peppermint. She can't help it.
Yeah.
It oozes out of her skin.
It could be.
Yeah, okay. So she's trying to sell it like, guys, my sister, is it Kaa'Riin? Kaa'Riin.
Mm-hmm.
She's home. I know that her mum is a real bitch. And she sold her husband out and then ran away with Caa'Riin from Caa'Riin Fall and Caa'Riin Rise. That Caa'Riin, that dick.
Well, they'll say father to son.
And then, no. And then it was generational. So it's been happening for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's like, it's not Freya's fault. Sorry, Kaa'Riin's fault.
Yeah.
So there's a Freya and a Kaa'Riin then.
Yeah. And she's currently being Freya, and you were looking like her when you came in. Or you were looking like the one they would have known once as Kaa'Riin. Older, but still.
She goes, yes, I know that they did this, and I know, reminding them of all the things they should be pissed about.
No, yeah, because all they're saying is kill the traitor.
But why, if we're sisters, isn't it her mother too?
Yeah, they forgave her. I know you forgave me.
You can be sisters in other ways.
Yeah, that's true.
But she's clearly been acting as you for a long time.
Since she kicked you out, I guess she got your power.
I didn't realise she was a changeling.
And that's why she's so...
Almost everybody here is.
I didn't know Minty Bitch was.
Well, that's a fucking mindfuck.
Yeah, how do you tell the truth?
I don't know. Should I just lean into the situation? All right. All hail me.
She reaches a hand down to you and says, come, sister. I'm sure you have questions. I have many answers. And your room looks just like you left it. Thine is waiting there for you, of course. But first, come and see your throne.
Okay. And I trot up.
Give me a perception check before you leave.
Okay. It's a 19 plus 2, 21.
You were heading into the crowd before.
Yep.
I was quite happy to let you, if you wanted to continue trying to escape through the crowd, if you'd like to do that instead. But before you do that, you do notice a large number of armed guards on the outside of the crowd.
I'm going to go with her.
Going to walk up into the throne room?
Yeah.
Ladies, back to you.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Okay, can I write down some questions?
Yes,
Sorry,
you can.
carry on, girls.
Another way of doing this, if we're going to jump back and forth between people, it gives you time to write questions for me.
True.
That's great. Okay, who's going in through the bag first, ladies?
Both of us.
You don't both fit in at the same time.
Yes, we do, because Morrigan is going to jump on my shoulders and we're going to jump in as a single
That
line.
would mean Morrigan first.
She could turn into a
why
rat
can't
and I could
Morrigan
carry
get
her.
on me?
She can go in, but through the head of the bag is a certain size. It'll
You could
fit
turn
one
into a
person.
rat and I could carry you.
Oh, then yes, Morrigan's going in first, yes.
You're gonna use
But
her.
she's on my shoulders and we're just slipping it over because we're just a really tall person there.
Who's going in first?
I am. I'm going in first.
All right. You crawl in through the bag, and pretty soon after that, you find yourself inside Stucker's cell. As before, there's a little bit of slime, and that slime has an effect on you. Would you like to read?
Yeah.
This is a leftover one from last time because I didn't really know if you'd do this, so I thought I'll save some stuff up. I'll go back into the record books. What happens?
He's leaving. He brought me here and now he's just leaving with her. I don't know who she is, but he holds her, carries her so tenderly, and he leaves me here in pools of mud. Oh, I know what this is.
What do you think that is?
Right, pools of mud, because of the cauldron thing I saw at the circus and the whole Darkon merging.
Yep.
My theory is that me and Evil Morrigan was split in some kind of cauldron, and that's how it became two. Like one became two. So the pools of mud, I think that's like my creation of becoming this version of me.
Yep.
He holding her. Other than, like, I'm assuming I have a father.
I would assume that.
I'm assuming I have a father, but I know nothing about
conception
parents.
over here. You've already seen immaculate sand earlier on today.
My species asexually reproduce. Thank you very much.
I don't think you can decide that on the behalf of the community. So, Kaa'Riin, on your way through as well, the same thing happens to you. Can you pass that one down, please? What happens to you?
So it says there's a scream, but I initially read that as there's cream. And I was like, oh.
I've landed in a giant sundae.
Delicious, a sundae.
I now wish I'd written your version. Giant cherries. A
Yum,
banana,
yum, yum.
perhaps.
Okay, so I'm going to read it in the way I should read it. There's a scream.
Ooh.
Both joyous and in pain. Cory, do you read these things after you write them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweetie. Well, but from one voice. Then a cry joins the waning clamour. It soon becomes a prevailing sound. Tears, a light laugh, eyes open. A sister is born.
Aww.
We were there for a birth.
What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Imagine this: the best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Now I feel like a dick. So who got born?
Your sister from the other mother.
Are we back in time then? What?
I think these are memories.
I thought that's what I saw when I got in there.
No, you don't. You didn't just land in there and went, "Oh, birth. That was interesting."
That's what I thought.
I don't get
like,
to see that one, and you don't get to see mine.
No.
Okay, so I had a memory. Sorry. I missed part of the memory because instead I thought we just land in the bag and
Memory, or were there psychedelic memories with this guy? So you don't know how accurate they are.
Right. Gotcha. So I saw the birth of a sister.
Yeah.
Do I have a sister?
Yeah, you would have had to.
Why?
Your father had the other wife and she was pregnant
With Freya.
No,
I'm joking. I'm just messing with you.
You are killing me.
It's just fun to watch your faces. Gotcha. I've got a half sister.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you. I was just playing.
Shit stirrer.
You look around from inside Stucker's cell, its walls curving back upon itself and yet seemingly endless. Beautiful colours pulse in hazy fog that drifts at the edges of his being. Where Stucker ends and the universe begins is unclear. Items crowd what space remains.
Remains. I said what I said.
Items crowd what space remains. Piles of things, some valuable, some clearly not of much worth. The assassins are still making their way clear of the shell, back into the chamber, I assume, while some of the children are being kept within, apparently immune to the effect of Stucker's slime. From outside, you hear clanging and screams, and something that sends your hair into thin spikes. What would you like to do?
Like as in up in the air like a mohawk?
No, not like you've done an electric shock sort of thing, but just like, hair standing on end.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Do you have the hair on the back of our necks or like our...
Yeah, the little hairs.
Okay, well, you didn't
Something
say
that sends the little hairs on your hands and on your other parts of the body standing upright.
Our hands, not the back of our neck, doll.
It doesn't on here as well. Haven't you had that?
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, I just wax all that off, so I don't know.
Oh, that'll explain. Your hairless body doesn't respond.
I'm like a dolphin. Except for the back of my neck.
And the blowhole. Okay. That sounded worse when I made the words happen.
Is that it always does from you.
It does.
Because you're so sweet and innocent. You just don't know what's going on.
It's just like, because of the words that I said, yeah.
So,
right.
okay, we heard a scream.
You did, and you also noticed piles of stuff around you. Because as you know, Stucker is a collector
I'd like
of
to
things.
roll perception, insight, wisdom, investigation, acrobat.
Or you can just tell me you'd like to go through some of the piles. If that's what you meant.
Isn't that perception?
Inspired by our missing friend.
Investigation.
Inspired by our missing friend Freya, like in the spirit of
We're
her.
gonna
We're going to
sneak
start
attack.
digging through the treasure.
Okay. Both of you give me a D20 and we'll see what we find. Or if we find something. There's
13.
stuff in there. 13.
Is there a plus?
Is there a plus?
No, not for this. This is just me picking from a list.
Oh, okay.
10.
10?
13.
13. Okay. When you reach down, Morrigan, you find something sharp pricks your finger for a second. And you lift up an item. You've got more reading to do. This is what you find.
Okay. I find the dainty dagger of the rose. Damage 1d6 for those players at home. This dagger attunes to the holder. When placed near the owner's ankle... See, I knew ankles would be important. It magically attaches itself to their leg and appears as a tacky tattoo. A dagger intertwined with a rose until touched by the user again, at which time it becomes a dagger again.
You have a tattoo of this Southern Cross on your ankle now.
Kaa'Riin, you also find something. You pass that one down there. What did you find?
A lot of reading.
Well, begin.
Lord Petty's. You got me already. Lord Petty's gauntlets of taunting. Doing anything petty while wearing the gauntlets with either middle finger raised and while making a judgment or petty statement causes the receiver. Cory, I'm a little in love with you right now.
For those who don't know, Stacey has been requesting a while some sort of change to our game that involved pettiness. More and more pettiness.
Oh my God, my mouth hurts from smiling so much. Receiver to ignore all other opponents and fight the gauntlet wearer until they cause them significant damage. More than 20 hit points in a single round, or are themselves injured for at least 20 hit points in a single round. As above, but with both middle fingers, allows a wearer to grant inspiration to any other ally. Each action is usable once per day.
So bottom line is, if you taunt somebody or say something petty to them with your middle finger up while you're wearing these gauntlets, they will attack you. So you can draw attention and they won't be able to stop fighting you until they finally realise what they're doing.
Until there's a 20 hit point.
Yeah, until you do a lot of damage or something like that. Or if you put both fingers up and do it, everyone else is so impressed by your move in the face of whatever that you give them inspiration. We haven't used inspiration much, but inspiration basically allows you to, you can use it whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw or an ability check, and it gives you advantage on that roll. So it's like a free advantage.
Nice.
This is my favourite thing that's ever happened during this game. And I'm taking a photo because I want to remember this forever. This is great.
And I thought you'd like the dainty dagger. You've been asking for a weapon for a while.
I have.
But I
really
couldn't
have.
let it be just a dagger.
Yeah, you got to have a tacky tattoo.
But by the way, that's a pretty cool tool because no one knows what it is until so you always have a dagger on you.
Can it be a watercolor tattoo specifically of the dagger on the rose?
Only if it's tacky. You can try to untacky it.
Someone tell me if watercolor tattoo is a tacky.
No, but what is tacky is a tattoo.
It's gonna get worse.
Of a dagger with a rose wrapped around it.
Yeah, that's
I
what it
think
looks like.
that's it's intertwined with a rose.
Okay, well that's
what
tacky.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything you try to do to make the tattoo look less tacky somehow makes it look tackier.
It moves to my
However,
tramp step.
It's going to be really hard for anybody to ever tie you up because you'll be all like, yeah, just leave for a second. There's no way I can cut myself out of this. And just reach down and the tattoo goes and out you get.
If you do go to the bathroom, feel free. I'm not going anywhere. Also, we would have flicked back to Freya real fast before she leaves. Because
she's getting edgy.
She's getting no attention.
That was the end of that part for a second. The gods feel pain too. They may live aloft, swaying from stars, or deep below in fiery pits of dark creation. But don't let them fool you. They all feel. This god watched from the balcony as her love danced below, twirling across a marble floor, ringed by admirers in elaborate gowns and suits, with faces hidden by intricate masks. She knew her dance well, a pattern that turned in upon itself, curving to and from the ballroom's heart, like petals from a rose, as her feet drifted and floated. She knew her mortality alone should have been enough to keep them apart, but she looked beyond the limitations of her love's flesh and saw its glory instead. More roses graced her hand, a bouquet of red gifted from the one who spun so passionately. A dozen or more, one for each moment, she wrote, that her heart had stopped beating with such wild love. She knew that her love danced for her, despite the mesmerized onlookers, despite the gaze of women and men, their bodies squeezed into taut materials or displayed in sheaths of color like mating birds. What she did not know was the burden of mortality, a constantly ticking timepiece always threatening to end life before all experiences had been felt, such as the fervent desire to know the touch of a new hand. The dancer's final flashing spin, a whirl of red and fire, finished in the arms of another. Eyes met, the timepiece froze, and new hearts beat together. But in the hands of the god, the roses now wilted. A dark blade formed from their dying essence and yearned for the dancer's blood. Meanwhile, Freya, you follow the Peppermint Princess, into an enormous hallway. She walks just a little bit in front of you, and it's a mighty chamber. Dozens of very well-dressed individuals line the sides. They seem to bow as you walk by. Give me a perception check.
It's an 8 plus 2, 10.
They could be bowing to you. They could be. The Peppermint Princess rises to a mighty throne at the end of the hall. There just happens to be 2 thrones on either side of her, and she gestures towards one. As she does this, though, trumpets sound, so look how important this is. And give me an insight check as well. What you can see her now.
7 plus 2, 9.
She seems rather genuine. Again, you did notice everyone seemed happy here. She's not been running this place into the ground. A herald steps forward, as they do with the big scroll, and begins to announce her. He says, "All hail Queen Freya, sovereign of the south, protector of the sands. She of the name Pepper, Jamisha, queen of the darkness, Suckerstock, Perilla, Minth, Minty T, Bishop, Millie B, Misty C, Mindy E, which stands for Everest because she's spicy, Araminta Lupa, Serinda, Savannah, Cheryl, 2 Chains, Eileen Dover, Gertrude Wagyu, Mary Bartholomew, Caitlin, Becky, Kelly, Brittany, Emily, savior of the lost people of Savannah, Cory, defender against the pretender, holder of the sacred sound, and merciless guardian of the night. All hail, Princess Peppermint, Queen Freya, and fall to your knees.
You did have a plan.
I told you I was eventually going to get every single one of those names into our story. So everybody who shouted this out and wrote in the names via Instagram and everything like that, I tried to get as many as I possibly could.
Does that mean that's Freya's name now? It's going to be a long introduction.
From now on, yes. All hail Queen Freya, they call.
We love you, Freya. Take the throne.
And they fall to their knees. Behind them now, you can clearly see the rows of armed soldiers from before. They drop to a single knee, but all of them keep watching you. The Queen slowly takes her seat and waits with a light smirk on her face. She points to a slightly smaller throne and tilts her head towards it.
I'm really sus. I'm going to do a perception check, but I would like a long rest.
In the throne. Is it one of those comfy chairs? It's a comfy throne where you pull a little lever on the side. Yeah, and the feet thing comes out.
A lazy boy.
Other than that, it's covered in skulls, but it's lovely.
It's a 6, so it's not great. +2, so I don't notice much, I'm going to say.
You don't notice anything at all. So what would you like to do?
At this point, can I see her tattoo?
No, she's heavy regal gown.
I'm going to try and talk through my tattoo.
Mm-hmm. To see if she understands you?
Yes.
What would you like to say?
Who are you really?
And you get no response.
That's not good. That was my plan. Okay, so the tattoos show that we're related in some way. Is that correct? No, because we can change them.
They are quite often associated with family, but you can change them, so no.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use my tattoo again and call out to anyone who's listening.
I didn't expect that. You hear a deep voice, one you know well. It's Thine. He's in the room, and he says, "Wait your time. I'll find you soon."
Oh, well played.
Thank you. I outsmarted the Dickmaster.
Minty says to you, well, we'll call her Minty just to make it easier for the moment, but everyone else knows her as Peppermint Princess. She says to you, "You look tired. You look like you need a rest. Why don't I have someone take you to your room? As I said, it's the same as it was before."
I say yes, please. Please.
And you see her, and she points out to Thine and waves him over. And he humbly steps forward. He's looking quite fragile. He's very old. And he calls you over and starts leading you through one of the rooms. And you hear Minty, Peppermint Princess, one more time, and she says, "Yes, you need to rest, sister," making sure that, again, everyone can hear. "Your room is still here, just as you left it. When your family betrayed... I'm sorry, it'll take us a while to remember that you were just so young and not responsible. Not your fault. Not her fault, everybody. Not her fault. For such horrid actions. She didn't do anything." And she nods at a couple of the guards who also follow closely behind. "Kindly escort the princess back to her room, across the hall from mine. It would be like old times, sister."
On the way, can I ask Thine questions?
You can.
Great.
But remember, the guards are behind you.
Can they hear through the tattoos? We don't know, do we?
You don't know if they can hear through the tattoos, no.
Test it. I was going to say, through my tattoo, I need to fart. And then I'll look back.
Thine says, "Well, you haven't changed."
And as I look back...
They did not laugh. They did not change at all.
Perfect. We know we're good. Okay.
Because fart jokes always get a laugh from somebody.
Fart jokes always land.
I thought they would be like, ugh, because I'm walking in front.
They do also have helmets on.
Yeah, it's not going to protect against a snake and me.
But you might not be able to see their reaction, is what I'm saying. So little slits that you can see their eyes through.
I'm just going to go with it. They can't hear me.
All right, what would you like to ask Thine?
What happened to my mum and dad?
Many years ago, when this began, Lord Caa'Riin came in easily. It was my fault. I let them in here, the whole family. They seemed like they wanted to help. But it wasn't long before I noticed problems. They just wanted the power. Now, I don't know what they wanted it for, but Caa'Riin had your father killed. And he took your mother. The marriage would not be legitimate without his death. I'm sorry you had to hear it this way. That is the response that you seem to be taking it well.
It's not really what I wanted to hear. Is there some kind of spell we can do?
It was long ago. I'm sorry. I just remember him being dragged beneath the castle. That was the last I saw of him. The marriage was not too long after.
And where did they go?
They went to Castle Galeth, where he rules. It's further south from here. Your mother is there.
How the hell is Minty Bitch actually here?
People love her.
Who is she?
She is Caradril's daughter.
So she's part of their group.
Yes, but has always said that made you family when your mother remarried.
I don't think so. I think she might be wrong. Okay,
No,
all right.
your mother has remarried.
Yeah, but not. She didn't want to.
It was in front of thousands. And she said yes.
I know that she wouldn't have. Mum's not really a traitor.
I can't be sure. She's not tried to come home.
Have I got any other relations here?
None that I know of.
Is there a portal in here?
Yes. Yes, there is a portal.
Where?
Also, beneath the main part of the castle. You just
Bloody good
go
question.
beneath the ballroom.
Can anyone go through it?
No, only the Justicars.
Oh, that's me.
Anybody else who goes through is punished by the portal itself. The pain is quite immense. It takes quite a lot of fortitude to make it. Thine continues down the corridor with you. This, walls are lined with mirrors and little lanterns hanging down the side. It's a very dark and gloomy sort of area. And then he comes up to a door which looks a little bit brighter. Well, here we are. Your room as you left it.
All right, I need a nap now.
I will come back for you in the morning. The guards, they won't let you leave, I'm afraid.
Do you trust her?
It doesn't matter whether I do. The people do.
How do I win?
Fucking classic Indy. How do I win the game?
Yeah.
Now that I'm away from those girls, how do I win?
How do I win the kingdom back? I think my best course of action is to find my mother, kill Caradril, and bring her back and explain the truth.
Well, in the morning we will try and come up with a plan.
How do I find the other castle? Does the portal take me there?
I believe, there are rumors that there are paths through the desert, but underneath the desert.
Tunnels.
I'm not sure how they work. They're rumors.
And one more thing.
Breakfast will be at 6 a.m., yes.
Is there passion fruit? I love passion fruit.
It's got all those one of the pieces of paper with all the check boxes, and you've got to check off what you want for breakfast.
Oh, yum!
And none of them say.
That's good. I'll just draw on passion fruit.
Yes, they've only got shitty things like lychees.
Oh, yeah.
Lychees are
I'm
not
a
shitty.
fan.
What are you talking about?
They take too much effort to eat.
And they're like eyeballs. I
Yeah,
feel like
and
it
you
would be...
gotta,
do you reckon? Mate, I've never eaten an eyeball or a
So-
lychee, so I
I'm
couldn't
sorry.
You're already missing
I
one.
was
Let's
weird
not
for
get
my
carried
ear
away.
pasta comment, but no one reacts to her eye fruit comment.
Because she's correct. You have a food anxiety disorder, and therefore your thoughts aren't logical.
I'm incredibly logical.
Yeah, most
But
of the
not
time.
about this.
Not about this.
Last thing.
I think you've said last thing 3 times,
I
but go
have.
ahead.
How did you know it wasn't me? Or did you know it was me for a time?
She was different straight away. Behind the scenes, you could see she was not as kind. But there's one thing that has always bothered me. The smell. You didn't smell like that. And I don't know why she does. Father, she cried with joy, it's done. The man, encased in metal, rose from a long wooden dining table laden with food, but set for just one. He watched the young girl run towards him, arms open, newly brown hair bouncing behind as blue eyes shone with such light. Do I look like her? The girl asked. Do I? Did I get it right? Is she dead? He questioned. The response held surprising joy for someone whose deeds had disrupted the natural order of life and death. Yes, Father, she smiled again. I threw her from the tower just as you had said, just before it vanished. I watched her fade as she fell. I have never seen such fear. Yes, he whispered. It has its place, doesn't it? But it is nothing compared to the power we will soon wield. But Father, do I look like her? He pulled the child close and finally hugged her, the father's pride furthering the obfuscation of her patchwork soul. You do, my child, but your scent, that is something else we must now disguise. Freya, you...
This episode is brought to you by Hulu, presenting Paradise. Paradise is Hulu's critically acclaimed addictive drama series, starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden. The Daily Beast calls Paradise your next TV obsession, and the New York Times says it's exhilarating in all the right ways. Paradise is for your Emmy consideration in all categories, including Outstanding Drama Series. For more information, visit fyc.hulu.com.
Find your way into your room. We'll talk about your room when we come back. Jumping back to our ladies in the shell.
We heard noises.
You did hear noises outside the shell. It sounded like maybe swords clanging, people starting to make a bit of noise.
Fighting. I suppose, again, it would be the selfish thing to just like take a long rest in the shell.
Well, if you had a memory, you would probably recall that being inside Stucker's cell,
You've called it cell the whole time, it's fine.
I never get this right, do I?
It's all right, we've accepted it.
On the seashore.
Stucker sells seashells by the seashore. When you're inside Stucker's shell,
good job.
You get to have a long rest.
Because time is different?
No, it's been the thing that happened last time you were in the shell too.
Oh, yay. Oh, I'm in the shell. We're on the shell.
Yeah, every single person who went in the shell.
Which returns me to my hit points.
Just for free.
Have a long rest for free.
Bam.
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, yes. 104 hit points. Here we go again.
Well, you might just need them. Are you crawling out?
Yeah, now that you've allowed me that, sure.
You were earlier like, fuck this, I'm staying in here.
I storm out of there with like a fireball ready.
Oh.
Like not a fireball, like not that. Just
that's right. You actually do.
I do have that now.
You do have that.
But just like a little baby ball of fire in my hand.
Yep, just a teaser.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
When you emerge from the shell, a terrible sight awaits. You've been here before. The huge chamber with a deep cold lake and the occasional lily pad, and an enormous wooden door with 13 holes as a latch.
I can swim now though.
You can now swim. Last time you were here, you had not done any classes.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going there. I can't swim.
But now, dozens of spiders are lowering themselves from the stalactites. These are the big ones too.
Oh, I made the best choice going.
The walls of the chamber are swarming, moving with the skittering feet of hundreds of the mushroom spiders. When you were first here, there were soft sounds of water dripping down from the huge columns that extend to the roof. These have been replaced by the skittering sounds of thousands of tiny legs and the hisses that float from the larger creatures. Where the roof was once lit by the glow of lightworms, now there are webs, taut, sticky lines dangling down and interwoven. But while you were trying to calculate just how deep a mess you were in, a huge shadow dangles from the center of the room by a thin slither of silk. It's easily as large as Stucker, who is now moving to Thus's side. They've backed against the wooden door. Strangely, none of the other spiders go anywhere near that. Give me a perception check.
16. 5 plus 2. 7.
Okay, Kaa'Riin immediately comes out and notices there's something to fight and goes into attack mode. Morrigan, on the other hand, notices you do see Thassa and that she has already been bitten.
Oh, Thassa.
Stucker seems to be weakened as well by the experience of portaling all these people from within his shell and through the bag. You also notice that the door behind them seems to be fading, weakening, and there's a loud pulsing sound growing louder as that door weakens.
That's not good.
The largest spider, the broodmother, fearsome, although you also notice it's already lost a leg. A circle of assassins and children of the night have formed a wall around the Snail Guardians, and in front of them, one of the assassins from the Nine Lives Guild begins to speak.
Hi, I'm Kakehara, and I play Shashley of the Nine Lives Guild. Ladies, fellow warriors of the guild, hear me! Tonight, we find ourselves faced with our greatest threat. Together, we've crushed the corrupt, demolished the deluded, eradicated the evil that threatens our every move. But here, now, we must rise further than ever before, beyond the boundaries that are placed upon us by the gods. For we are not the victims of the night. We are not the afterthought of our world. We are not the forgotten people. We are one! Take arms, for tonight we remind the world of our virtue, and it will never forget us again. Let's do this! To battle! Freedom!
Oh my god, I love the way she speaks.
Whose voice is that?
Kagahara.
That was brilliant.
That was amazing.
Also, how are we not a movie yet with shit like this?
Yes.
Am I not writing for fucking movies? At least for Michael Bay. Like,
jeez, that was just
incredible.
phenomenal.
Oh, sorry, I was actually so taken.
It is. That's insane. They're getting a lot better. No. Oh, sorry, not the voices, but like your editing is what I
fuck
meant.
off.
Like,
I was brilliant from the start. The absolute first one. Yeah, now I'm trying to find new ways to do things. So I'm like, well, I'll experiment with absolutely every angle.
It's great.
That was a fun one.
Amazing.
That was really good.
Sorry, I got so caught up with like the quality and the like immersiveness of that one that I don't think I took any notes. Sorry.
The good news is you were taken by it. You can now roll initiative with advantage. All right, ladies, what do you have?
6 and 5.
A 1 and a 10. It was advantage, right? Not disadvantage.
It was at advantage, and then you rolled anyway, and what you did. So
10 plus 1 is 11. That's math I can do.
Kaa'Riin.
Plus 1. So 7.
7. Alrighty. I'll roll for everybody else involved.
Okay, so you're up first. Go nuts.
No, not yet. Don't forget there are spiders here. Good news is, no, you were definitely going before them. I just rolled pretty poorly, but the assassins go first. So when the assassins move, you can see them already starting to attack and defend, and they're doing reasonably well at first, okay? They can isolate different... They're trained quite well. They manage to isolate some of the brood. Some of the smaller ones, they definitely start picking them off. They don't let them get in too close, but they could also look like they're going to be overwhelmed by them fairly quickly. But other than that, they've got the brood mushroom spiders. They're a bit larger, and you can see them teaming up to fight those ones and holding them at bay. Big one in the middle, though, definitely looks as though it's going to be a massive problem. It's gigantic. So none of them are lining them up. Shashley is still fighting with others, but she's very well aware of that issue. But other than that, they're just holding off the brood mushrooms and the smaller ones at this stage. Next would be your turn, Morrigan.
Okay. You know what? Let's do something wild. So, all right, not the big one in the middle, but there's like other big ones that are coming towards us.
Yes.
Okay. Can I Misty Step on top of one of those creatures? Underneath one of the... belly. Belly seems weaker. Underneath one of those creatures and use a sword burst?
Yes. You can.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right, give me some dice and see what you can do.
I don't need to roll anything for the Misty.
No, that's just automatic. Boom, you appear underneath the belly of a spider.
And then sword burst. I don't have to roll anything. It's a dexterity saving of 15 for them.
Okay.
I miss playing with you.
Oh, me too. It's lonely over here in the fortress.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad I don't like that because I didn't like this.
I know you don't, sweetie.
And it's a lot of spiders.
Yeah. And I'm in a bed.
Yeah.
Currently.
You're like rugged up.
Yeah. It's nice.
Hot chocolate on the bedside table.
Like, people aren't that angry.
Maybe I'll just have a rest.
I'm just gonna have a long rest.
All right. It had to be what?
15.
I rolled a 14. They have +2 to dexterity. It's dodged your attack.
So literally all I've done is put myself under.
You've dived underneath a giant spider, yes.
Fuck, I hate myself. Okay, fine. It's going to be a great moment to draw later on of this epic failure.
Maybe.
I'm going to have a montage of all my failures in this
last
show.
time these things were able to start grabbing you and wrapping you up if you're underneath them.
Don't
So
worry.
you put yourself in a good spot. Kaa'Riin,
Hey.
what would you like to do?
So I'm going to turn into a spider.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to crawl to the ceiling.
Yep. You got all of your wild shapes back too by getting your long rest. So.
Correct. So I'm going to crawl to the ceiling. I'm going to disguise myself as one of them.
Yep. You don't look exactly like one of them. They've got the mushrooms all over them that are growing off them. Your type of spider is different.
Oh. Different enough for them to be like...
It's a battle. They may not notice.
They may not notice.
They may not.
I'm going to assume that...
They might, but they might not.
Okay, I'm going to be discreet. They're going to... I think they're really
So
going to
no
be looking
twerking
like...
this time.
No twerking. All right, crawl to the ceiling, and then I'm going to like spider down.
Yep.
Holding one mushroom in a hand.
Yeah, like over myself like an umbrella, like it's all good here. On top of the spider that Morrigan's under.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to turn back into myself. I'm going to grab my axe. I'm going to splice that spider.
Okay. Because of the type of druid you are, you actually get to use wild shape as a bonus action. Now, normally changing back would be a bonus action. If it uses less of your action to use wild shape, it would use less of a bonus action to come out of it. And the less of a bonus action is 0 action. So yeah, I'm going to say you can turn into something and turn back in the same turn. So let's see this happen.
Okay, cool.
So you jump down on top of the spider, turn back into yourself, and
grab my axe.
Go full crazy.
Go full crazy. I'm like, get off my friend.
All right, give it an attack.
I rolled an 11 plus 6, so 17.
17, you have sliced through the top of the mushroom bruise spider. How much damage do you do?
Okay, a 3 plus 3, so 6 points of damage.
The spiders are next, and because they are engaged in what is a pretty large-scale battle, I'll be rolling for them in large enough numbers so that we can decide exactly how much damage they're doing to this wall of 9 lives guild. So I'm going to do that now and multiply it.
Where are the kids?
Kids stayed in the shell.
Oh, thank God.
You do see a wave of these spiders almost overwhelm the wall of assassins, and a whole bunch of them seem to get bitten really quickly. But Morrigan, give me an Arcana check, and Kaa'Riin, can you give me a Perception check to see if you notice something happening?
19 plus 5.
Okay.
5 plus 2.
Okay, 7 for Kaa'Riin. You don't seem to notice too much except for the battle again. It's almost like this. You're burning towards some form of rage, perhaps. But, Morrigan, you notice something very strange. As the spiders all bite in to different people from around the room, it's like they shimmer for a second and split back for a moment. And then they're attacking again, as if that didn't happen. Almost like time wound back a quarter of a second, 2 seconds.
Oh my God, she's so amazing. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Kaa'Riin does say thank you. She has no idea what you're talking about. She's like, she must be talking about
no
me.
idea. I'm like, thank
In the middle of a fight? Is this necessary right now?
beautiful.
Thassa's literally rewinding time so that they don't get hurt. But she's currently injured, so she's... Oh, that's why she's beautiful.
Thassa?
Yeah.
You beautiful bitch. Oh.
Let's cut back to see what's going on with Freya. Freya, you are in your room now. You have a window that doesn't seem to let much light in. You can see that night is beginning to fall. Well, you've been in there long enough now to know that night is beginning to fall. Describe your room to me.
Okay, these earthy tones.
Yes.
I'm seeing like a king bed, linen sheets, quite a rust, but I also like a splash of sage in there, I think.
She's just describing her own fucking bedroom.
Of course you are.
There
I had
are
a feeling that wasn't going to be...
sketches of like a man and a woman above the bed.
One's in Paris, one's in... Not in our world.
I'm going to roll a perception check.
You want to search for something?
Yes, I do.
What would you like to...
I feel like I hide things.
Okay.
And I feel like when I was younger, I would have definitely done that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Or if you really want to, you can make it an investigation if you can tell me where you'd think you would have hidden something.
Okay, a challenge. There's a bookshelf in straight opposite the bed. And I think I would have... Okay, this is my little secret hidey hole where I used to stash shit when I was little. And there used to be a little secret drawer.
Of course you stashed stuff when you were little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my birthday money. There's a little secret drawer that just like slots in, but you can put like a butter knife in there and poke it out and it pulls out.
Okay.
I'm going to see if that opens. And I just
Okay.
got a 13 plus 5, so 18.
That's pretty good. It does open, and inside there is a childhood toy. A little tiger. Just a little tiger that you've had for a long time. It's like the toy you've collected forever.
If I squeeze it, is there anything in it?
Roll me a dice. 1d6.
6.
It squeaks.
Cute.
You think that's funny now? Wait until later. Cute. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing you find that's stands out as important to you. This is something that is extremely important to you.
Do I remember it?
Yes, very well.
And it
Very
smells
well.
like vanilla.
No, it doesn't smell any different or anything else. You smell like vanilla.
I thought it might have my scent on it.
Oh, look, the whole room kind of does, but it's been a while since you've been here, so
Yeah.
so it's been a while. But look, the entire room looks much as you left it. There is something very comforting about it, and yeah, It's your choice what you'd like to do next.
All right. I'm going to wander over to the window.
Yep.
The small window that there is.
Yep. You definitely couldn't get out the window easily. That's probably what you first notice about it. Is the room is designed to stop people getting in. You were important. So, but it also means it's very hard for you to be able to leave.
Yeah. I'm going to look out the window and I want to do a perception check to see what I see.
Sure. What do you got?
Well, it's a 1 + 2, so that's 3.
Night is falling, stars are coming down. Well, not coming down, stars are there. It's not that.
World is ending.
It's all going to pieces. No, the stars are there. And from outside the window, you don't notice anything other than the beauty of the desert.
Is there any photos of my mum and dad?
There's not a lot of photography in this universe, so it'd all be magic sort of stuff anyway. And your family probably would have had portraits, but not in this particular space.
Okay. I think that's everything. I don't know.
What would you like to do?
Have a long rest.
Come home to us.
You curl up into the bed to have a little bit of a rest. And of course, that will allow you to have a long rest.
Awesome.
Except that as you begin to fall asleep.
Always a twist with you, isn't there?
As you begin to fall asleep, with the little tiger curled up tight with you.
Hi, I'm Brenda Holliday, and I tell the stories of the children of Kaylee.
Ah!
At night, they crept into the room. A present they would hide. With furry paws, a button nose, they tucked it by her side. She woke with joy, a sight to see, a smile an ocean wide. Eyes round and blue, a dimple too, a skip with every stride.
He needs a name,
she said with glee, her gaze becoming brighter. It took a while, as these things do, for she raised on high her tiger. But another girl, a friend she thought, brought envy into light. She cursed the toy, brought it to life, but only late at night. Blue eyes spell closed, as dark arose. The room was naught but shadow. What shone from stars would catch new eyes. Deep bulbs of ink and pitch would follow. No tiger now, 8 legs tear free. They pierce through fleece, rip asunder. The toy is torn, the beast remains. A tale told by such cruel wonder. The girl who laughed across the hall, a bitter child, she'd kill us all. Her fingers tinkled ivories near, obscenities for those who hear. Disjointed notes and untimed clangs. The noise, a malediction sang. To guide the beast to cause such fear, and place the child beneath those fangs. Awake, young thing, night comes for thee. It hangs above, it lowers soon. Don't cry, no time. Run, hide, fight, flee, until the setting of the moon.
And that's where we end our episode.
That's why I fucking hate spiders.
And that jealous little bitch.
Yes.
Why is she so obsessed with you?
It's a toy tiger.
Oh my God, she's obsessed with me.
She is obsessed with me. Turning toys into
Don't worry about
spiders.
them. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?